Welcome back to my channel, y'all. Today I want to kind of talk to y'all about some synthetic type oil and all. What I done yesterday, I went ahead and changed my oil in this VMAX because I was having a little bit of a shifting problem, and I was told that by going with a synthetic, it'll help that transmission shift better. Okay, anyway, you know, this is a myth that I've been told, or I have heard. You know, once you go to a synthetic oil, you cannot go back to a conventional oil. And guess what, folks? I thought it was a bunch of bull long time ago. And last night I Googled it, and let me show y'all something right quick. Like here on Google, search, and I asked the question, why do they say when you go to a synthetic oil you cannot go back to a conventional oil? And here is something for everybody to see. Show more. Okay, the saying is a myth. You can switch back and forth between synthetic and conventional oils, but they are potential concerns about considering, especially with an older engine. While modern engines and oils are compatible, the concern originated because older high mileage engines might not have developed sludge. I'll get my words right in a minute. Sludge that seals small leaks, and the cleaning properties of the synthetic oil could remove this sludge, causing leaks. Let's see, that is, no, let's see, yep. Anyway, if you go to a synthetic oil and somebody tells you that you cannot go back to a conventional oil, you know, after you go to a synthetic, you can tell them, nope, that's a myth, and it's show them that it is a myth. You can go with 100% synthetic oil. Now this is for motorcycles. You know, it's clutch, wet clutch friendly, I would say. But yeah, I went with a 2050 oil. So, you know, everything, hopefully everything is going to work out. And in just a little bit, I'm going to be taking it out. I'm probably going to have to put a few miles on it to, you know, get the lubricant really all the way through that transmission. Let me go ahead and close this out right there. Cut that off. Okay, that's it for that. Now, like I said, in just a little bit, I'm going to take this bike out, ride it around. I'm going to have to put a few miles on it and see how easy it is to put this thing back in neutral. Because remember the last video, after I rode it, I had a hard time getting it back into neutral. And I just tried it. I done cranked it up, warmed it up, went, you know, went to first gear, come back to neutral, went to second gear, went back to neutral. You know, just trying it out, and hopefully this stuff is starting to work already. But yeah, I have asked people, a few people, you know, when you go to a full synthetic, you cannot go back to a conventional oil. You know, okay, that's a myth. Now, there's one plus side, well, there's a couple of plus sides of the synthetic oil. One is you can probably go double the mileage on that oil. The lubricating properties is another big plus as far as it goes for the synthetic. Another one is the cleaning of the inside the motor or the engine. But if you have a high mileage engine, you might not want to go with the synthetic, because as far as it goes for the seals and the gaskets, it says it in the in Google. Y'all just have to read it, but it does say that some of the old seals is highly possible to start leaking once you go to a synthetic. So a high mileage motor with conventional oil, you might want to just stay with that. This bike right here has something like 37,000 on it, I think. 37,000 miles, somewhere thereabout. But like I said, the reason why I went to synthetic is hopefully get this transmission to where it was shift. Now, there's something else that I have run across also. Now I'm gonna throw this in right quick, like, is this Vulcan 900. When I did the oil change on it, I noticed that the transmission, when I started to shift, it was a little bit harder to shift. Now, I'm wondering if this had some synthetic oil in it also. And when I changed the oils, I took the synthetic out, and that's where the transmission felt like to me it was getting harder to shift. I mean, you still shift it, but instead of it falling right into gear, it's like you got to apply a little pressure to it. Now, let's see, that's Cool Breeze, little RE here. I'm not having any problems. Miss Timex, I might try some synthetic oil in her, just to see what's going to happen. Alright, well anyway, yeah, nice looking bikes right there, y'all. Oh well. But yeah, that 900, I'm gonna keep that just regular oil, because that's old bike. The seals and all in it is from way back in 1979. That was the manufacture date, December of 79. It's an 80 model. But I'm gonna keep that, you know, conventional oil, regular oil. But anyway, well folks, I'll be right back in a little bit. I'm fixing to take the bike out, see how it's going to do. I think what I'm going to do is ease it around, let it get real good lubricated inside before I go and put air in the air tank to try the air shifter. Another thing I done, I reduced the kill time on the box that's on this bike. It was at 75, the number 75, and I reduced it down to 40. And you know, sitting there revving it, hitting the button. Well, let me just show y'all what I'm talking about. Okay, now this is, you know, for the trans brake. It will not work unless it's switched on. Alright, there's the lights. Turn loose of the button, and when that green light goes out, it's going to launch. Okay, now here is the shift for the electric shift. Not electric shift, but the air shifter. I don't know why I'm calling it electric. It's not electric, it's air. But anyway, I want y'all to see how long it kills this motor. From what I can tell, at 40, the time on the box, it kills the RPMs a little over 2,000 RPMs. Anyway, I just kind of wanted to throw that in right quick, like, before I take it down the road and, you know, see how it's going to do. But anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm fixing to take the VMAX out, and hopefully that transmission will start shifting a little bit easier. That's what I'm hoping for. And, you know, according to everything I've read so far, it should help it a lot. I'll be finding out here in just a minute. Well, I'm probably going to end up had to put about, you know, 20-30 miles on it. But I'm just going to ease it around. When I pulled it around, it was kind of hard to get back into neutral again. So hopefully, by easing it around, it'll help take care of some of this stuff. Get used to this backing. It takes a little time getting back used to this thing, because it wants to throw you off so doggone easy. Well, like I said, I'm just going to ease it around. shift and it felt pretty good to me. Now just easing around on it, I just go ahead and kick it into the next gear. Yeah, it's real easy. But, you know, I'm gonna have to try it with this. But before I do, I gotta put air in the tank. Like I said, I'm just easing around, just trying to get everything lubricated real good before I really get on it. So, you know, hopefully that synthetic oil will help me shift this bike a lot easier. Will help my air shifter shift this bike easier. And what I'm doing, I'm changing gears just a little. Now that time it felt a little rough to me. Now I'm in second. It popped right into third. There's fourth. There's fifth. Let's see if it's still kind of easy to get to fourth, easy to get to third. Now let's see how it's going to get to second. I still feel some pressure then. Right down to fifth. Running at about 32 miles per hour. There's fourth, third, second, there's first, worst. I worked it back and forth a couple of times right there, y'all. Right there's first. Second, it's still hard to shift. There's first. Second. Third. Fourth. Fifth. back and forth right now. I still feel some of that tension on that going back down to first gear. Let's see how it's going to do going into neutral. There. Yeah. It's just going to take a little time. And hopefully this thing will get to where it'll be a little bit easier getting to neutral, y'all, and going from first to second. Anyway, I'll be right back. Folks, I'm back again. There you go, ahead and get this thing cranked up. I went ahead and put some air in the tank. Wait. Yeah, it looks like about 115 pounds in there. Anyway, what I'm gonna do is keep this video from being too awful long. I'm gonna end up cutting the video, and what I'm gonna do is just try it that way. Let this motorcycle warm up a little. Trying to do a wheelie. Trying to get away from these people's houses. Okay, I'm in first. The switch is on. It did not shift like it's supposed to have. this will get through. It didn't shift like it's supposed to, y'all. Well, anyway, I reckon that'll do it for this video. Going out there, I think that was kind of like almost like a waste of time. Let my air pressure off of this thing, because there ain't no need in leaving it with pressure on it. Okay, air pressure's off. I'm gonna have to go back in there on the box, add some time, because it did not want to shift. Even just taking my time with it, it did not want it to shift. Okay, well, I reckon that'll do it for this video, y'all. Thank you for watching.